Hey, members and patrons, just wanted to record this little behind the scenes video, these little vlogs that we like to do, that I like to do, that we share at the end of every month. Now, it's something that I have added to my routine before the end of April. Just wanted to kind of give you guys some insight on what's going on here at Orange River. I will be probably repeating some of the same talking points, so to speak, that I iterated in my most recent live stream. If you didn't catch that, that's one reason I'm doing that here. If you did catch that, some of this is going to sound like old news. Uh-oh. Well, that's certainly a menu that my camera could have thrown up in the middle of this recording. Anyway, yeah, how you guys doing? It's been a wild month. It's April has been a wild month. It has been an excruciatingly long month for me personally. Many of you are probably, already in the know about, one of the big major events that happened. But in case you at this point still have not seen, um, I did have some tornado damage, uh, to my house. This was the end of March, beginning of April. There was severe weather in my part of the country, and a tornado came through my neighborhood, knocked a couple trees down, and here's, some damage that was sustained in my kitchen, and the side of the house. Part of the roof came off. Here's the tree itself, um, the roots and everything. Here's another angle. This is during the daytime. And here's the other tree that this one came down and knocked clean down onto, across the street. So we had to get that cut up and everything. But yeah, this was very unfortunate. Now we're lucky that we didn't sustain worse damage, but it was pretty significant. And so again, if you haven't seen this was how my month started. We lost internet and power for several days. We did get them back eventually, and I was still able to get holodecks up on time. In fact, right now I'm hearing noise outside. I think that's them having come back to remove some of the debris. It's taken them almost a month to get around to that, but you know this yeah, this has set us back a little bit financially. So I did make a community post about this. I made a post about this on Patreon. I tweeted about it. I posted about it on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and of course on my live stream. But I have my uh, PayPal here, and I'll put links in the description. Again, in case you haven't seen this yet, if you are in any way, shape, or form in a position to donate, any and all funds would be appreciated. I hate, asking for stuff like that, but I mean, as you can imagine, insurance is barely gonna cover jack squat. But yeah, I've raised a pretty pretty good amount of money so far, and I'm really happy about that. But it's not going to come anywhere near like the actual cost of all the damage. Nowhere near it. Um, but yeah, so that happened. Uh, and it threatened to set me back a little bit in terms. I mean, for one thing, I couldn't stream on first contact day, so that set me back financially. Um, but everybody's okay, all the pets, and okay, there's Meek right there. Um, and their cats were skittish for a few days, but they got acclimated and everything. They got over it. But yeah, that was a major event. And but anyway, that was almost a month ago. Um, What videos have I released this month? Well, I forgot to talk about this on my live stream. April Fools, April Fool's Day, April 1st, I released "Do Starfleet Officers Go to the Bathroom?" That is a video that is on my channel. Uh, it's it was I think it was well received for what it is, which is an April Fool's joke. Although I did actually want to do kind of an analysis of waste allocation, or however you would put it, sanitation, on starships in the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 21st centuries. The Talk about the toilet and water reclamation system on the International Space Station. It was a serious science essay. But that was my first installment of the month. Then we did Holodecks a week later. That was sponsored kindly by HelloFresh. And then about a week and a half after that, we had Prime Directive, which, man, that sounds like my house is gonna collapse in on me, but it's just the vibrations from outside. Um, that was sponsored by ExpressVPN. And then today, as of when I'm recording this, we got Kirk's Trek Part 2, sponsored by TrekSphere. So a month of many sponsors. TrekSphere, of course, is the network that I've been with for 2 years, and they've hosted my content on their site. But in terms of like, brand integration, this has been a month of many sponsors, and some deals that have been delayed, fallen through, etc. This is one of the most headache inducing parts of my job, is having to deal with sponsors, having to deal with my release dates being impeded, having to deal with all these criteria that they have for these advertisements. But it's thanks to that, and of course thanks to the support of people like you guys, my patrons and members, that I can survive months where my ad revenue dips down. Now, some people may think I'm sounding like a broken record. I am mindful of the fact that I get on here all the time, and I kind of complain about my ad revenue. But for one thing, I have a right to. But I know you guys understand how much it fluctuates. That's one of the reasons that you support this content, for which I am very grateful. But yeah, April has been kind of shit for ad revenue. It has. We had a strong start to the year. But YouTube presently, and again, I talked about this on my live stream, my most recent live stream. So some of you have already heard me talk about this. So my apologies if this is getting old. But in all seriousness, YouTube is, God, it's noises all around me. Uh, YouTube is not promoting my videos to new audiences, and it's also not even promoting it to a portion of my existing audience, which is very disconcerting. Now, we YouTubers are used to this. We go through dry periods every now and then. It's the algorithm just kind of picking and choosing favorites, just kind of rolling the dice. But it is still disconcerting. I am somewhat disappointed that this month's videos haven't done better. But I think that this is further proof that branching out has been a good strategy, because April has been a pretty Trek heavy month, and that doesn't guarantee that that the videos themselves are going to perform, like exceed expectations. What's exceeded expectations is my other stuff. So I am fortunate about that. I am happy about that. And again, the support of you guys helps kind of keep that a part of the business afloat. But yeah, I don't know. It's been weird. It's been weird because I have all kinds of long-term projects now that I'm moving into, and I am having to figure out how to budget my time differently. Um, I made a pre-announcement on my live stream. God, Man, I swear it's like an earthquake. They're just moving those logs. Um, I mentioned this on my live stream, and this is an announcement that I'm going to make in probably sometime early in May. But I'll preview it here as well. I am moving to a new merch vendor. So Teespring, for years I've used Teespring for my merch needs, and for a variety of reasons, they're no longer providing the level of service, the quality of service that I am satisfied with, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm moving to a new vendor. I will reveal which vendor that is in an announcement on attached to one of my videos early next month, most likely. But I'll give you a little preview of what's to come in case you haven't seen yet. Orange River hats. There's a little, yeah. Orange River hats are now a thing. Baseball caps. This is a, I forget what they call it. I think it's a dad cap. Somebody said, what about trucker hats? I think I'll look into that. I might add trucker hats. But I have some other merch items that I'm really excited to share with you guys. But again, I will make an announcement sometime in May. But yeah, this is going to be one of the biggest paradigm shifts in my channel. No joke. It really is, moving to a new merch vendor. Um, and some new designs, not just new products, but new designs overall that I think you guys are going to get a kick out of. Um, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. But besides that, that's really all that I wanted to kind of update you guys on. I will, of course, mention obviously what you can expect next month. Now, people who are patrons and members of this channel will see in a separate community post and on Patreon um, some of the thumbnails that I am planning on, or the tentative thumbnails for some of the videos that I'm releasing in May. I'm I'm considering making that a public post as well. Probably after it's posted early for patrons and members. I don't think I know that you guys probably won't mind that at all, really, because you're just happy to support the content, which I'm appreciative of. Um, but yeah, that might be an early access thing. But so far, what I can tell you is um, I have a video about Element Zero from Mass Effect that I'm really excited to share with you guys. This is something that's been requested for months and months and months and months, and I finally got around to it. I finally figured out how I wanted to tackle that in a script, or I've honestly, what it was is I finally made room in my schedule. But that's I'm really happy to share that. That's basically Mass Effect's equivalent of dilithium. Shellyak is a video that is arriving. Shellyak, alien species, alien biology from Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's a video that originally I had attached to my how I make a video, but I realized that it was it was smarter to separate those. Get two uploads for the price of one. Um, that's not in literal terms, but you know what I mean figuratively. Um, but Shellyak is coming. I actually have commissioned some artwork for that, so that's going to be fun to see, kind of shared with my audience. Um, TNG season 4 review that's something that I'm nearing completion on. I know that it may seem that I've been kind of arbitrarily waiting to release that because commanding officers on Patreon and YouTube memberships saw that earlier this month, and this is why I try to not speak too publicly about my production pipeline, because I know that you guys who support the channel are understand the time constraints that I'm under, that I have to, how far I have to produce content in advance so that it can be vetted and reviewed by my script editors, and by sponsors and all that. So like, but also I'm like I said, I have a bunch of long-term projects that I'm trying to make time for. So I've been kind of producing a lot of rough cuts back to back, um, and slowly releasing them as well. But while it may seem arbitrary that I've waited this long to release TNG season 4, truth is I'm just now getting around to writing the script for season 5. That's going to take weeks to make to its fullest potential. So I like kind of spreading those out a little bit, build up some anticipation. It's not it's not something that I'm trying to be nefarious about, but it is it is a little bit of a strategy. But that we're maybe getting a little bit too deep into the weeds on that. Just know that's coming next month, and then I would also like to release a video about the multiverse hypothesis. I took a community poll a few weeks ago with a handful of real world science video topics that I polled my audience to see which one I have these scripts, which one do you want to see first? And people picked multiverse by a very slim margin, but it won with a plurality nonetheless. And so I produced that. And I've spoken about this with people before. Breaking into the real world science communication genre on YouTube is, it's super difficult. It's super difficult. I have, like I said, I have several science videos planned in the same vein of if you guys remember my video that I did last year about when will humans go extinct. It's kind of a similar format to that. Um, because like these are topics that I'm interested in, and my videos are sciencey anyway. I've always wanted to make these kinds of videos as well. But so we'll see. I may never break into that field, that genre. It's much harder to break into than sci-fi lore. Kind of lucky that I've gotten as much of a break with sci-fi lore as I have, because it's it is a little bit more or a lot more niche. So maybe that helps me a little bit. But I want to expand my horizons and broaden out my content and appeal to as many audiences as I potentially can, because you know what? Maybe I do want 1 million subs one day. It's not something that you can plan, plan for, but we're more than halfway to 100K. So I'm pretty psyched about that. So, and again, that's thanks to the support of you guys. I have a fringe video as well, but I that I've teased, but I'm probably gonna save that. Maybe we'll see. Like I said, I definitely don't want to release too many videos at once, because I want to prepare for the future. Because right now, I have, excuse me, right now I'm having to reassess kind of my production pipeline to take into account, okay, well, if we've got like Babylon 5 that I want to cover on this channel, want to do more Metroid maybe at some point, more Mass Effect, and then other series that I haven't covered, that I haven't even discussed. So we'll see how that pans out, but that's the reason that I lay out my schedule the way that I do. But I hope that you guys are looking forward to all of that. If you, like I said, if you are a patron or member of this channel, which you are, if by default, if you're watching this, you'll see another community post and Patreon post with some thumbnails probably that will be made public later, probably. Just trying to cover all my bases. So yeah, look forward to that. Look forward to those videos. Look forward to the merch announcement. And here's to hoping that one day I can be a little bit more selective with the sponsors that I work with. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Donation links will be in the description if you are inclined to help me out with the tornado damage, because that's been pretty extensive and expensive. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Live long and prosper.